That was surely liberating, don't you agree? Hold up, Africans. That's what my good friend King Salim Kalfani used to always say when I called him early in the morning when he was just leaving the gym and he was heading on over to the Virginia State Conference of the NAACP, fighting for the people, and we decided what we wanted to talk about. By the way, my name is Chloe Lawrence, and I'm representing my nonprofit today, Project Give Back to the Community. And if you ever listen to me on the radio, thank you for that as well. Because you listening to me on the radio, that keeps me employed, so I'm able to make sure my daughter is learning at a historically Black college and university. So thank you so much for your support. I graduated from VUU. I tried to convince her to go to VUU, but she's at Hampton University, so we're all keeping it in the family as well. I'm going to talk about King Salim and some of his famous quotes, and as we talked about on the radio when we did the Real Deal from the NAACP, and I'm going to read this out of the program. He said, "My greatest accomplishment is that I am by choice a revolutionary African man. I am a Pan-Africanist. I am one who speaks truth to power unashamedly on behalf of African people." You should clap right there. "I have not cringed or cowered when faced with criticism, ostracism, or threats of bodily harm." You should clap right there. "You must join an organization that's working to alleviate the suffering of our people. And if you don't like any of these organizations out there, then you have the responsibility to create the organization that is going to move to use the liberation. Read, study, learn so that you may teach, and teach so that we may live." We all need health, wealth, and knowledge of ourselves. The struggle continues. Ladies and gentlemen, we lay to rest, but he's alive and living well. King Salim Kalfani. We would like to thank the Akoma Delgado Dance and Performance Ensemble and the Liberation as well with Olufemi. Please give them another round of applause. And we want to salute this afternoon. This is celebration time. And now we're going to have spoken word. I'm so excited. We need it. It's in due time from Brother Aman Shabazz.
How we feeling, beautiful people? So I've heard about maybe, I'll say, a quarter of the people that I see present. So I understand the occasion that we're here for, but I also understand that we are here for a celebration of life. So I need to hear more sound, more voices from everyone that I see here. So I'm going to try that again. How are we doing, beautiful people? All right. I'll share this piece because it's one of the ones that Salim often requested most when, for whatever reason or another, I became just the on-demand poet. But, blessed are they who cry for injustices. Your tears are collected as holy water. You see, the fountain of youth is drying. Humanity is dying on public display. A society in moral decay, and we just change the channel to the next episode. How far in heaven must one go to find peace, and we seek not to end this suffering? You see, the poet's tongue was fashioned to resurrect souls. If we choose to do nothing while the violence of poverty's sharp teeth gnaw at the pockets of unsuspecting spectators, players in a world game of power, moved like playing checkers with chess pieces, diminishing their value by limiting their movement, and people, we didn't ask for this. Show me the scripture or prayer where we ask to be in bondage and now pay homage in blunt smoking fermented libation. Salvation for sale by the collection plate. Would God rob man of his own fate, place him amidst the garden where he could possess not its fruit? Then who decided that luxury and wealth was not for you? What are you going to do to reclaim it? Remain nameless in a sea of feeble abusers, or use the gift of power in your tongue to lift every voice? That life versus death is but one choice. It's liberty that's in question. But I question the freedoms that we so readily take for granted now. Granted, it's not popular to sound unpatriotic, but how exactly does freedom ring through the severely cracked bell of human condition? Listen and hear the silence. It sounds an awful lot like betrayal. You see, Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of it. An injustice anywhere is a threat like bullies on the playground. So tell me, what are you willing to lay down your life for? If you can do no more than speak out in the face of injustice, then you have that responsibility. Forge weapons from the tears of history with which consequently we must be willing to fight. Leveled pistol glinting in the moonlight like Harrigan, you see, there is no turning back. Think free or die. Son, call for your way back toward the future from whence you came with one purpose, one aim, one people, destined to reclaim their identity as God's chosen. Scorched feet from the molten magma of the underground, yet still marching towards Zion. And them say this war we can't win. So we stuff our youth's backpacks with Chancellor Williams and Amos Wilson and show them that we did it before and that we can do it again. Chisel the blueprint for our liberation into stone like masons, and never again let our stories be taken or forgotten. Raise armies to protect it. Tie ribbons of deeply bloodstained cotton around your consciousness, and then be nothing to thine own miseducation. Stop searching for superheroes to be your salvation of things in which we should have freed ourselves of long ago. You see, the path has already been paved. The price has already been paid, like their stories of Christ on Calvary, like Emmett Till's body at the bottom of the Tallahatchie, like Turner, Vesey, and Gabriel at the gallows. People stretch forth your tongues from beneath the shadows and speak, so these cycles of oppression can soon be broken. Otherwise, your words are probably best left unspoken.
That was a stand up on me right there. Give it up for Brother Amon Shabazz. And we would also like to acknowledge the family. He was our man fighting for justice, peace, equality, and getting every person who didn't deserve to be in prison out of prison. But he was a family man. So let's acknowledge his family now. Donnell, Seaton, and him. God bless you. Thank you so much. You can clap and stand for that. Because when he spent time with us, he was spending less time with his family. So God bless you. Thank you. And now we will have a special musical selection from the Grammy nominated, from this side of town, the east side of town. He is a tenured professor at Virginia State University, all up in the HBCU RAM. Show some love for James Saxmo Gates.
Keep clapping while I read this again. While I get this again, how many people heard of Curtis Mayfield? I thought this would be something really here to play for y'all this morning. Move on up. I thought it was the Spirit hit me and said, we all need to be able to go and learn something from the King.
Yes.
That is, he's already moved up.
Yes.
Have y'all learned what it is that he's teaching us? That's the question. Move on up. Y'all know the song, you can sing it.
Speaking to the mic. Anyway, I wrote another song. I thought it was kind of hip to do this song. And when I wrote this song, I wrote it in this building. We had a secretary, and the secretary asked me, said, listen, I got a daughter of mine that's getting ready to get married, and she weighed about 89 pounds, about 4'6". So she wanted to always prove that she had strength. It came to me to say, well, what if a song that promoted her so she could always feel good about herself? I made a song, This Day Belongs to Me. This day belongs to me.
He loved that old school. And he also loved the impressions, Keep On Pushing too. So that was one of our songs. And you know, he's a Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We got any brothers in the building? All right, what's up, bro? Wow. And now we're going to get to a time where we can do our reflections of King Salim Kalfani. And I know we have hours upon hours to talk about how he's impacted all of our lives. But for the sake of us being here, right, we only want you to wrap that message up to 3 minutes. You got it? We're going to be respectful of everybody's time, okay? And after that, you got anything else to say, just post it on your social media. Everybody's on Facebook. Now, the first person to give us reflections today is Mr. Mosette Petway. He's with the Spotsylvania branch of the NAACP. Clap him on up as he comes up. Mr. Petway.
Good morning, everyone. God bless you. My name is Mo Petway. I'm the president of Spotsylvania NAACP. Or help me and Reverend K and me and Sumter, right? We were a member of the, I was a member of the executive team when Salim Kalfani was the executive director. And to our family, we have any condolences to you as well. So I just want to just take a second before we get started real quick. Like, let's give God a hand for North. For everybody. thank God for knowing him. Anyway, so I served King Saline, California, on part of the executive board. Okay, real quick. Man, I gotta hurry up. Let me speed up. Okay. I just want to say that, we seen Saline, California as the Martin Luther King for Virginia during his tenure. Okay, sir. He didn't only walk the walk, talk the talk. He walked the walk. He feared no one in power. He wasn't afraid to say it loud. He said, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. All right, thank you so much. So anyway, real quick, throughout history of this nation, there's always been an African-American leader who stood up and championed justice and equality for the poor, the disenfranchised, the downtrodden, and those that was unable to stand up or unwilling to stand for themselves. Those African-Americans went with vigilant courage and tenacity to address the time in this era. So what we have today is I have a proclamation from King Saline, California. I want to read it right quick for you, just as we go along. This is the Martin Luther King Spirit Award. It says, and what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Whereas civil rights leaders such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and Congressman John Lewis gave their lives fighting for justice, equality, and freedom for the oppressed. And whereas the struggle for dignity and full equality in the black community continues to this day. And whereas, as a steadfast leader within the Virginia State Conference NAACP, serving first as director of the branch and field activity, and later executive director, he confronted injustice wherever he found it. He advocated for minority business, exposing abuse in enrichment justice, juvenile detention center, pressing for criminal justice reform, and advanced education, equity, an unwavering commitment. And whereas King Saline, California, inspired, motivated the Spotsylvania branch of the NAACP to become one of the strongest and most dependable supporters of the Virginia State Conference, guided our branch fundraiser efforts, including the annual Queen Rally, unprecedented success. Which resulted in Spotsylvania branch raising more funds for 5 consecutive years and provided critical financial support that helped sustain the state operation. And whereas he continued his justice work through the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy, the Virginia Education Association, and founded the American Resist Minority and Ethics Discrimination, he remained a warrior for our people, a mentor to the young activists, and a voice that strengthened communities across the Richmond and across the Commonwealth. And whereas his life reflects conviction, service, and unshakable belief in justice, he leaves behind a legacy of advocacy, remembered with deep respect and gratitude by all who had the privilege of working alongside him. Therefore, be it resolved that the Spotsylvania NAACP proudly designate King Saline, California, as a fearless civil rights leader and awards him posthumously the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Spirit Award, signed Jose Petway, President, on February 28, 2026.
Woo, that's amazing. Why